Let's go.
Not
we need
that
a jingle.
again.
I don't like that one. That sucks. Where's my jingle?
We have a jingle yet.
We don't have
We
a
don't
jingle.
have our jingle yet. We've been asking for 3 weeks.
I'm still waiting for a jingle. Where's my jingle family out there? I know y'all live. I know y'all hear us. But we here. It's time. It is time. We missed last week, and that was on me and some other circumstances. But we're back. And 4th of July is tomorrow, so we're doing it today early so we can get it out the way so everybody can, you know, spend time with their family on the holidays and whatnot. So here we are. We're here and we're ready to go. So as usual, you know, got my cohorts here. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce them, tell us what they're gaming on, and then we're gonna jump into our topics of the day. So we will start with Miss Nia. Women in gaming first. What have you been doing? What you gaming? Oh my god.
All right, what's good, everybody? It is your girl Nia, the video gamer, and I've been chilling, man. I've been playing a lot of games though, like a lot of freaking random stuff. Of course, still playing Paladins of Fortnite because I play a lot of those. I play a lot of those games. I've also been playing a lot of PC games too. Like I've been playing this one PC game. I've always had it, but I really just been playing it a hard body like these last couple of days. It's called Black Squad. And to those of you guys who have never heard of this game before, it's a game on the PC, and it like harkens back basically to like what am I trying to say? It kind of harkens back to like old school Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like no gimmicks, just straight up gunplay. You know, like
Yeah.
that's pretty much what that's about, and I've been really enjoying that. I've also finally booted up Elder Scrolls Online. Shout out to the subscriber C Reed for hooking me up with Elder Scrolls Online. So I've been playing that as well. So lots of multiplayer games over here on this side of the world.
Okay, that's what's up. Alex, what you been doing? What you been up to gaming on?
Waiting because I'm not a woman in gaming, so I have to go last apparently. Even though as a man I am accustomed to going first, but I guess we'll let that slide. But yeah, what I've been playing, played some Mario Kart last night. That was a lot of fun. I was playing some Mario Tennis.
Oh my god, it was the dreadfulness last night.
What else? I was playing Max Payne 3 today. That game's pretty cool.
I need to get back to that.
Yeah, that game's pretty cool. Not much else. I played a little bit of Fortnite. Yeah, that's about it really. Trying to start having a little hard time finding time for games right now, but I've managed to play like a couple hours today, so that was good.
I mean, you getting married soon, so that's like
yeah.
Gotta save that money.
Shout outs to Jalapeno in the chat.
Right, Jalapeno. You have been renamed Jalapeno.
Jalen Pipes is officially Jalapeno.
That shit was hilarious. All I saw was J and P, and I just assumed Jalapeno. Who is that?
It's Jalapeno.
It's Jalapeno. So yeah. So as y'all know, played some Mario Kart last night. I freaked out. Bad latency did all kinds of wrong to me. You could see all the fuckery he threw my way, all the shade, all the disrespect, and the tea, and the drama. All of it was thrown my way yesterday by bad latency. But that's okay. That was hilarious. It's hilarious. I ain't denying that. Yeah, we renamed Pipes here. We renamed him Jalapeno. So, you know, women in gaming. We rename everything.
We're here co-opting the hobby, you know.
Co-opting the hobby.
Taking over everything.
Taking over everything. So I guess we just go ahead and jump to these topics, get this train wreck going. Speaking of train wrecks, this first freaking topic of the day is limited run games Night Trap Collector's Edition is open for pre-order. So whatever happened to Nintendo never allowing this game being on their system, because you can also get it on the Switch. So, Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition returns to consoles this month, including Nintendo Switch. And to celebrate one of the oldest games of the 90s, publisher Limited Run Games has created a retro-themed collector's edition. Spooky. So it's available for pre-order with a price tag of $69.99, $70. You get a working VHS tape with the game's entire FMV footage, a long box designed to hold the game's cartridge, a glossy poster, a steel book, and more. Pre-orders launch on the 6th of July. If you click that link right there, it'll take you to their like website, and it has like all the extra details and whatnot. And Limited Run Games also tweeted out, "Don't miss the Night Trap Classic Edition for the Nintendo Switch when it goes on sale this Friday, July 6th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time at limitedrungames.com." So I'm just laughing because I thought this was funny. I just had to say something because I thought it was funny because Nintendo swore up and down they would never release this game on their system, because this was one of the few games, I think this one and Mortal Kombat was the reason for ESRB and all that shit going down back in the day. So to see this game back, and it's a horrible game, but it's fucking hilarious, and I think I might get it just because of business, because it's freaking stupid. I don't know. We'll see, but it's nice. It's a nice little collection. This is what a collection should be. You know, a lot of good packaging in there. So that's up to you guys if you want to get it.
This is gonna be for those dudes out there that want to collect like
like this, old school stuff like this. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I went to the website. It says if you make a purchase, you cannot cancel your pre-order purchase.
Well, if you're dumb enough to order this, you should live with the consequences.
So, as I'm saying, if you're gonna order it, deal with it. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm leaning on that dumb side. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
I'm leaning on that dumb side, but I'm not about to spend no.
This is definitely a hard pass. Definitely.
Absolutely.
It's funny. I had to talk about it. It was hilarious.
$70 they want for this.
$70 for all of this. So that's for them hardcore collectors who really wants like trash games.
This is for people that have nothing else going on in their life.
Nothing else going on in their life.
Shout out to Jalapeno. He said he's spicing up the chat today.
Oh, is he now? That's what's up. That's how you do it.
Oh, damn.
Living up to his namesake.
Ah.
And also Jalapeno, ban Jalapeno in chat. He over here spreading lies and slander on me. Moving on to the next topic. Fox and Forest dev, Switch is our strongest platform to date. 3-to-1 sales ratio with PC and 4-to-1 with PS4. So this is like a little indie game that I've been kind of looking at from time to time. And it's called Fox and Forest. It's really cute. Something you could pick up. And apparently they're doing pretty good.
Never heard of it.
It kind of reminds me of the old, like, you know, like how back in the day, like Sega games and like Nintendo games, they had like,
you start saying Sega, he gonna tone out.
Your grubby Sega hands.
Out.
But like, you know, like how like Nintendo platformers had a particular style, and then like the Sega platformers had a particular style. This game reminds me of like the Sega versions of like the platformers.
Yeah, it is.
So the inferior ones.
Oh, stop it! See, I told you.
This definitely has a B grade to it as far. I'm just watching the video.
Well, yeah,
it looks like a B tier game.
Yeah, it does. I just wanted to mark on it just to note that the creators they're pretty proud that their game is doing a lot better on Nintendo platform. I've never even heard of this game. As obviously it's gonna do. Well, yeah, it's one of these games that's just.
Oh, actually, only came out last month. Yeah. Actually, May.
It's one of the mini games that came out on like that particular day. Or
that particular, back in the.
Sometimes a lot of stuff gets buried on the eShop.
Yeah,
it definitely does.
I never heard of this, so
anyway, giving it a little light since people haven't heard of it, like as I figured, and it's doing pretty good on the platform, so that's good. Just wanted to kind of throw it out there, get some recognition. It's a cute little game.
It looks all right.
Yeah. So the next topic, I'm kind of flash forwarding. Mind me, don't worry, we have good information. I just kind of wanted to throw this out here because this is so random. But using Nintendo Labo and Moto NES zappers to play a game of laser tag. Like somebody, this is freaking ingenious. Like I had to talk about this. So players have found yet another interesting way to play and build with Nintendo Labo. This time creating their own game of laser tag. Miyuki and Ron, two incredibly creative Japanese players, have designed and created various props and Labo settings to create a fully working game. The pair used Labo's Toy-Con Garage to have their Joy-Con controllers communicate with each other via their infrared sensors and emitters. Not content with that level of simplicity, though, Miyuki and Ron also crafted handmade NES zappers and Mario hats to house the Joy-Con, and the Switch is used to record any successful hits to knock down each player's health bar. That's freaking cool. That's ingenious. That's pretty creative. I knew people were gonna get creative with Labo, and I was waiting. So this is pretty much it. That's pretty creative, you guys.
So they have 4 Joy-Cons then.
Pretty much.
Two are in the gun, 2 are in the hat.
2 are in the the gun and the hat. Yep. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty ingenious. Still won't buy Labo, but damn, they're creative.
That's crazy.
They're definitely creative. I ain't buying it. I can't get on board with
How
Labo.
is it these people are making cooler games than what Nintendo?
Than what Nintendo. That's what's so funny about it. It's like you couldn't think of this.
Like laser tag actually sounds super cool.
Yeah.
It sounds so awesome. Like, can you imagine? That's what's up.
Nintendo should just steal that idea.
Or contact these fools to take it.
It's easier to steal it.
Here's some money. Here's some money. Shut up. It's ours now. So, rumor mill. Just so everybody remembers, it's a rumor. We don't know for sure, but a former Retro Studios employee claims half the team is expecting Nintendo to shut it down. This is unfortunate. So it feels like it's been a while since we heard any substantial news in regards to what Retro Studios is up to. According to a number of current and former employees, however, what's up?
That's because it has been a while.
I know,
it is.
right?
I know, right?
However, things aren't looking too good for Nintendo's Texas-based division. Several staffers have left extremely negative reviews on Glassdoor, citing factors such as poor upper management and poor communication. One employee in particular went so far as to suggest that Nintendo is planning to shut down the studio. So there's 2 little Glassdoor comments here. One of them, wait, hold on, click on that so I can read that. So one of them says, I worked at Retro Studios full time. The pros are we got free games sometimes and it's a steady paycheck. And the cons are half the team is expecting Nintendo to shut it down and the other half is hoping Nintendo sees the elephant in the room and changes management. The advice they have for management is just move to Vegas and get it over with. So apparently they need to move somewhere, do something, I guess. So the other one is I have been working at Retro Studios full-time more than 5 years. The pros, you get to be part of the Nintendo family and consistent paycheck. The cons are upper management is seemingly unwilling to seek out help in areas where there are ill-equipped. The Peter principle is apparent throughout most departments, unpaid overtime, little to no empowerment. The advice they have for management is radically increase transparency, add systems to enforce accountability of upper management, and ask for help and be open to constructive criticism. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Does it sound like these rumors might actually have some foundation? Because we ain't heard nothing from no Retro.
I think it is true. Not about the being shut down, but I think the management is clearly having issues over there.
More than likely, yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be getting more communication from their end, and we would have seen some more projects from them instead of having canceled projects and rumored projects. So
it's just been so silent. It's just been so silent, poor guys. Ugh. What's your thoughts, Nia?
I
you okay?
Yeah, I feel like I'm coming down with something. But I agree with Alex. Like, I feel like this is definitely plausible because, like, we've like he said, like, you know, we've been.
I mean,
there's been rumors that Retro Studios was working on projects. We just didn't know what they were. And the fact that it's been this long and we still don't know what's going on with these projects, I think that could be hinting at potential issues internally. One thing that I could definitely say though is that I remember like in like 2006 or something, like not 2006, 2015, 2016, there was this one particular you know the meeting, the investors meeting and all that stuff that Nintendo has quarterly.
Yeah.
There was this one meeting that they were having, and they finally officially gave all of the different divisions of Nintendo autonomy, which means that they would no longer have to wait for Nintendo Japan to give them the go on certain things. They would be able to just do whatever they need to do to cater to their particular region. At that point in time, you know, I was very happy about that, because obviously that means that Nintendo America would be able to do whatever they needed to do to make sure that everything was good in regards to their market and how to better cater to us over here in North America. I also remember some time ago there was reports coming out of what's the localization division over at Nintendo about how Nintendo of Japan is very heavy-handed. This was back way, I don't know if y'all even remember this. This was way back during like the Wii days, when like the internal Nintendo America development team was making some game called Project Hammer. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
But you know, they shut that down and all that stuff. And basically what came out of that whole thing was how from the employees themselves, is that Nintendo of Japan simply just does not respect their Western developers like at all. And this is scary to me, because it kind of reminds me of that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that they had to have known that this was an issue for some time. So for it to finally come to a head at this point, and obviously nothing's been done about it, it does make me fear that Nintendo may potentially not get rid of them. I don't think they will get rid of them, because I remember I actually watched Alex's video earlier today, and he said something along the lines of Nintendo has a lot of dev teams. They don't do nothing with them. They just let them eat off their money, and they just doing other stuff. You know? Yeah. So it's like they will probably be, and I hate to say this, they're probably gonna not saying just left to do, you know, like help with Smash or help with stuff, but
that's basically what they'll end up being.
But they're probably gonna be
just extras,
basically. What next level is, where they're making like the bare minimum game, because next level, like, they do stuff for Nintendo, but it's usually like C-tier games. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked Punch-Out on the Wii, but Next Level made Punch-Out on the Wii, and they didn't make it like a big deal. It was just like an extra side thing for them to do. They worked on Luigi's Mansion on 3DS, which is probably the biggest thing they've ever done. And even though a lot of people like Luigi's Mansion, it's not like they're giving Next Level their big franchises. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, and I know a lot of people, you know, they talk crap about Metroid because Metroid doesn't sell a lot, which it doesn't. But in the eyes of gamers, Metroid is a top tier franchise in regards to its quality. So for a studio like Retro Studios to go from making a series, renew a series like Metroid, to go down to making something like Luigi's Mansion or Punch-Out would be a shame. But I can see that happening just based on what I mentioned about how the people from NST were talking about how Nintendo of Japan is a little not even a little bit, a lot of it xenophobic towards the Western developers in the Western market in general. But going back to what I was saying about every division having autonomy, I'm hoping that Nintendo of America in this particular situation has the ability to turn things around, and they're not just gonna have to wait for Nintendo of Japan to give them the okay to make sure that the management at Retro Studios is back in full force like it should be. Hopefully that's something that Reggie Fils-Aimé could actually do instead of just being like a talking piece. Like, actually do something and help Retro Studios get to where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? He needs
to step in and do something.
Like, he really needs to step in and do something if what these people are saying is true. Because this really scares me, and I understand that, you know, the people who made the Metroid series during the GameCube days and the early Wii days are not the same studio that we have today, but there's still talent there. A game like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze doesn't come from a studio that doesn't have talent. It's just the management needs to be put in place in such a way to where they can make sure that projects are coming. Yeah, like projects are coming around and they're not just sitting on a project for forever and nothing's happening to it. It's not progressing in any way. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that could really put a damper on a studio. Just, you know, upper management being incompetent could put a damper on all of the talented people on the ground floor who are actually doing all the development work. You know what I'm saying? So Reggie, do something good for once.
I mean, Reggie needs to do whatever it is he needs to. Like, what are you the president of if you ain't getting involved? Like, I don't know.
Like, but, it seems like both people are complaining about the same thing as management. Like the
it seems like it's mostly the management.
People that are in the management role aren't suited for that role.
Yeah. It's not like the situation of Rare Studios where the talent is not there. Obviously, the talent is there.
Well, they have lost some talented.
Yeah, they lost some talent, but they still have some good there.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Rare though.
Yeah,
it's like
where Rare is just like a bunch of bums now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a situation like Rare where it's like both parts are broken, the devs and the upper management. It's like the talent is there, but if the upper management doesn't know how to utilize that talent, then what are you gonna get? You know what I mean? Because like I was saying before, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is a great game. A game like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze doesn't come from a development team that doesn't have talent. Because that game is like an A+ game.
Yeah, that's a top tier platformer. Like, if you want like mediocre platformers, look at Super Lucky Steel. But yeah, like it's definitely like it's seemingly just a management thing. So hopefully, like Reggie and Nintendo of America should sort this out. Like, they have autonomy now; they don't have to rely on Nintendo of Japan. So like, this is supposed to be things that they handle now. So you can't even be like, oh, it's Nintendo of Japan's fault. It's really not anymore.
This is in Nintendo of America's jurisdiction.
Yeah, this is a Nintendo of America problem. And Reggie, as the head of Nintendo of America, or whatever his role is, should be handling this. I don't care if he's supposed to be just like a puppet or a stooge or whatever. He's the president of Nintendo of America. His job is to deal with problems like this.
Right. Exactly. That's why I wonder why he's even. What is it like? Why is he even?
We'll see.
Like, what do you do?
I don't know.
Like, what does he do other than lose to Bill Trinen and Mario Tennis? Like,
that's true, but I mean,
like, actually do your job and go help Retro.
And stop being being a face and a mouthpiece.
This is their premier North American studio.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the fact that it's even thought of that this is possible is a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Like, he needs to stop being a mouthpiece and just literally do some stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and move from this topic. Hopefully the rumors, hopefully somebody does something and management gets fixed over there. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, the wait and see game. So moving on, Square Enix Business Division 8 is working on an action RPG for the Switch. Probably not Mana or Secret of Mana or any of those things, but we'll see. Anyway, Square Enix has recently posted a job listing in search of a project assistance for an upcoming Switch PS4 action RPG. The listing, which understandably refrains from going into too much detail, reveals that the position is the Square Enix Business Division 8, the studio behind the PS4 Secret of Mana remake, Final Fantasy Brave on smartphones, and Imperial Saga on browser. The successful project assistant will be tasked with supporting the game's producer, as well as working on advertising duties for the project. Business Division 8 has also worked on several smartphone ports in the past, including Final Fantasy, I didn't even see that freaking number there. So Final Fantasy, 6, Final Fantasy Dimension 2, and a whole selection of Dragon Quest titles. Could we be on the verge of seeing a new Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy project heading over to Switch? Would be nice, but would be interesting. But what are your takes on it? What do you think? What would you like to see as far as the RPG from Square Enix? I really don't need a Secret of Mana remake stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm not really.
I feel like if they were smart, they would bring the Bravely Default series to the Switch. Apparently
that would make sense.
That would make
sense. It's like a big
too.
original RPG that they've made for Nintendo.
Yeah, just for 3DS.
Yeah, so if they could bring it over to the Switch and make it, do what they do best. I don't really.
True.
I don't really know what else they could bring unless they bring something else original along the same lines as Project Octopath. I can't see them bringing any of their big RPGs like Kingdom Hearts and
all that
well,
stuff.
Like
Kingdom Hearts. I can see Kingdom Hearts coming over, but I don't think it'll come over when everything else is released, and it'll be a re-release if they bring it over.
That's what I was.
And before they bring Kingdom Hearts over, they would have to do the prologue because they just announced the prologue and all the other stuff bundled together. So if we see Kingdom Hearts bundle Switch version, then they're preparing to bring over Kingdom Hearts 3. But other than that,
so
what
all is in the prologue, if you don't mind me asking, like which games?
It's Birth by Sleep. Let me see. I got one of them right here. So the final chapter prologue has Dream Drop Distance, Birth by Sleep, and Kingdom Hearts X back cover, and then they also have the prologue to the actual Kingdom Hearts 3 game. With that,
is it original? It's like an original game.
Yeah, for the prologue, the prologue was supposed to. It was set up for 3. It was supposed to be Kingdom Hearts 3, but they realized it wasn't enough, so they just made it a prologue to 3. The bundle that I was talking about has Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and some other 3DS versions of the game mixed in the middle of those. So basically it's like all of the Kingdom Hearts, franchise in one nice little bundle. So we'll have to see. Personally, I don't know what Square Enix has planned, but hopefully they do bring some pretty awesome RPGs. Octopath Traveler is a nice one so far, so we'll see. We will see. Yeah. Bethesda talking shit. So Bethesda says more games works for Nintendo Switch, but no Fallout 4. So if you want Fallout 4, get out your head, get out your skull. They ain't doing it. So the folks over at Game Reactor managed to secure an interview with Bethesda's Todd Howard at Game Lab to ask him a few questions revolving around the Nintendo Switch. Mr. Howard said that the company has no plans to release Fallout 4 on the platform, despite them being aware of the numerous requests from fans. However, Nintendo Switch support will continue from Bethesda in the future, right? Here's what he said. Well, there's definitely interest. It's not something that we are exploring right now. We think Switch is a great platform. It was the first time we really worked closely with Nintendo on Skyrim, and really, really great experience. And we'll certainly be doing more things there in the future. But right now, it's not a mainline Fallout 4. That's all I had to say.
I don't want it to be Fallout 4. I think, and I said this a little bit of. I said this I said a little bit of this on the last podcast. I'm done with these old ports, bro. Like, it's cool for people who want them. Like, I still feel like if a game is available, there's an audience. There's always gonna be an audience for anything.
Right.
But I'm tired of these old ports, bro. I think that's the reason why, even though the Switch is getting kind of like not excited about it. Yeah, like I'm happy that the Switch is getting some third-party support because there's people out there who enjoy those.
But it's all third-party support that we've seen already. It's there's games we already seen already.
Whatever the next Bethesda game is for
I hope
Switch,
it's something
it needs
new.
to be something newer. Like, I'm done with all this old stuff.
Or I'm done with ports in general for the most part, but like that is great, but for my preference, I prefer Bethesda, Square Enix, all these other companies. Just make a game specifically for the Switch.
That's
you don't have to just keep bringing over old stuff. By all means, keep doing it if that's what you want to do, but make something new if you want. Get the Switch audience on your side by making something specifically for the Switch audience, for the Switch. I don't know. It just seems like these companies are so hell bent on getting all their old stuff on this system to make whatever little bit of change they can out of it. And it's like, I get it, it's a great business decision, but you can also make newer money.
Like, and that's cool because whether people acknowledge it or not, companies been doing that on all the systems since this generation started.
Yeah, they've been doing it for all of them.
It's not like
it's not just the Switch.
Yeah, it's not something that's just like not happening. It's a thing that's happening, but like bring some new stuff too. Like all this, like, and that's the same thing with Nintendo. And I made a video about this like last week. Like I'm cool with like Wii U ports, all that kind of stuff, but like there's not enough new to fill in for like to mix in with the old stuff. Like bring something new as well. Like I'm done with all this.
Like I get the ports. I get why they say. You know, we get why they're doing it. It's just, it's time to get some new stuff too. Like, just like Nia said, it's time to get some new shit. Like, y'all ain't got no fresh ideas.
So, I mean, if they were to bring like an older Fallout, like that's cool, but like, you know,
I don't care. Like, I never care about their Fallout
new things. If there's a way for you guys, for example, to get Rage 2 on the Switch somehow and bring that day and date, do it. Don't focus on this old stuff. Like, I'm done with that.
Yeah, like if we can get Rage 2, that'd be great. I'd play it on the Switch as well.
I definitely would not, but whatever. Yeah, new games would be better. Like, who gives a shit about Fallout 4? That game came out, what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago now? Like, who cares? Why do you want that? Nobody wants that. Like, it'd be better if they focus on, like, Wolfenstein, the Young Bloods, the new one that's coming out. Like, that would be better. Fallout 76 would be an obvious choice since that's the new one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that other game, what the hell is it called? Starlink or something?
Yeah, Starfield.
Starfield ain't coming out to PS5 and Xbox
That's
2.
Probably a next generation game anyways.
It's not coming out this gen.
So that one's probably a no-go. But Bethesda doesn't really make exclusive games. Like,
that's true.
They never have. They've always been a multi-plat company. So I don't expect them to make games only for Switch. But it would be nice if they focus on newer games as opposed to fast games. Like Skyrim's a 6-year-old fucking game. Who cares?
Right?
Yeah,
but like at least they're putting stuff like that's cool. But like and they still have interest because the games are selling, so that's great. It's just it would be nice to see them get some day and date games on the Switch as opposed to 6 months out or a year out. Like Wolfenstein just came out, and it's the worst version. It's $70. Or here it's $60 for you guys. $80 here. It's a year old, and it's the worst version. Like, that's not exciting.
Yeah, that's not exciting. Like, just
that's not exciting. Like,
I feel like it's more exciting when you bring it out day and date.
Exactly.
Everybody's experiencing it at the same time.
At the same time, exactly.
Right. My thing is like if you are bringing stuff that's already like at least been out less than a year or two a year. Anything past that, it's like I'm kind of done with those. But like with Wolfenstein, why are we spending a full 60, 70, 80 bucks on a game that's already been out for the lesser version? Like I get why they're doing it, but at the same time, consumer friendly place. It's hard to sell it. It's hard to be excited, and it's hard to sell it that way because it's like
at the end of the day, the main thing is they're still interested in making games for Switch, and that's good.
That's a good point.
I think that it's not outside of the realm of possibility for them to actually bring Fallout 76.
Right.
Like, that's like a
Isn't that like an online only game?
It's a multiplayer focused games, but games like that usually aren't very graphical because they're online and they have to make sacrifices to make sure that everything loads. Like, why do you think there are a lot of this is my PC stuff talking. Why do you think a lot of MMOs aren't really like cutting edge? Like, there's a lot of good looking MMOs, but when you're talking about graphics, it's really like stuff that can play on any range of anything. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility for them to be bringing Fallout 76. And then there was also this one talk about crossplay, and if they're really trying to make crossplay a thing with Soldier 76,
with Fallout 76,
Fallout 76, they better bring it to the Switch since Nintendo's actually allowed.
At that point, they ain't got no choice because it's
they're allowing crossplay, and Sony won't allow them to do crossplay on Fallout.
So they have to branch out. They're gonna have to Switch if they want more audience.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
I'm glad that Bethesda actually spoke out on that and talked about Sony's boring games.
I'm glad they did too.
I'm glad.
Normally, these developers are cowards and they don't say anything.
Todd Howard don't care.
He don't care though. He don't give a fuck. What you gonna say?
To be fair, like his games sell consoles.
Yeah, he's not gonna. Sony is not gonna be we don't want your game. Like, all right, cool, whatever.
Bethesda's a powerhouse developer. They're publishers.
Yeah, you don't say no to Bethesda.
Like, let's see what Sony does when Call of Duty decides we want fucking crossplay. What's Sony gonna say then?
We'll see. But anyway, we'll be talking about more on that
I don't think Activision has the balls, but you know, whatever.
We'll see.
Anyway, so apparently, finally, I don't know, some E3, some last minute E3 stuff, the Game Critics Awards winners for 2018. I'm just gonna read the list of all the, what they are and who they were and call it a day. So if you want to chime in, by all means, chime in if you feel that's what they should have gotten. So, Best of Show was Resident Evil 2 by Capcom. Best Original Game is Dreams. Does anybody even know what this game is? I have not. I never heard of it the whole time during E3. Anyway, so Best Console, Marvel's Spider-Man, Insomniac Games. Best VR AR game is Tetris Effect, Resnar. Best PC game is Anthem. What? BioWare, EA. Best hardware peripheral, Xbox adapter controller, Microsoft. Best action game, Anthem, BioWare and EA. Best action adventure is Marvel's Spider-Man, Insomniac Games. Best RPG, Kingdom Hearts 3, Square Enix. Best fighting game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Bandai Namco Studios, Nintendo. Best racing game, Forza Horizon 4, playground game. Best sports game is FIFA 19, EA Vancouver. Best strategy game is Total War, 3 Kingdoms, Creative Assembly. Best family social game is Overcooked 2, Ghost Town Games, Team 17. Best online multiplayer, Battlefield 5, EA and DICE.
Wait, how is that the best online multiplayer? It's not even out yet.
I guess these. Most of these games
saw at E3.
It's just what they saw at E3.
Playing.
Yeah.
Though.
I'm pretty sure they played some of the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was playable for media and stuff.
Yeah. Best independent game, Ori and Will-o'-the-Wisp, Moon Studios, and Microsoft. Yeah, best ongoing game is Fortnite, Epic.
It's not PUBG. No.
Oh no.
No! Send all your hate.
Oh no.
How
could it be? They spend all their time in the courtroom instead of fixing their game. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Special accommodations for graphics, Cyberpunk 2077 by CD Projekt Red, and The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, so there's 3 games. So The Last of Us Part 2, Naughty Dog, and Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch. Special accommodation for sound is The Last of Us Part 2, Naughty Dog, and special accommodation for innovation is Cyberpunk 2077 by CD Projekt Red. So these are just basically games that these critics got a chance to look at behind the scenes and maybe get their hands on, and that's just their opinion. So to take it with a grain of salt. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So we can go ahead and move on to the next unless y'all have something. My
list would be very different than this, but okay.
Very different. Did you want to make your list or no?
Best of show, Gears of War 5. Best original game, that game EA with the lady that was crying and then that game looked cool. Yeah, Sea of Solitude. That game looked cool. Best console what does this mean? Best console exclusive?
I guess console exclusive. I guess.
Ghost of Tsushima. That game looked amazing. Best VR game. Those aren't games. Best PC game. Gears of War 5. Best hardware peripheral. Yeah, the Xbox adaptive controller. That's really cool. Best action game. Anthem, seriously? Probably.
They barely showed.
They barely showed anything. Best action game, action. I guess Ghost of Tsushima or potentially Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, I'm surprised Devil May Cry wasn't on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Action adventure, yeah, Spider-Man, that's cool. RPG, Kingdom Hearts, obviously. Fighting game, Smash is not a fighter, so.
Wait a minute.
That doesn't go there. Best racing game, Forza, yes, obviously. Best sports game was Mario Tennis, not FIFA. Get the fuck out of here. Best strategy game, I don't know what Total Kingdoms is, so I'm gonna put Gears Tactics there.
Gears Tactics, of course.
Yeah, best family game. I don't consider Overcooked a family game. I guess it's a social. But I would put Mario Party instead.
Yeah.
Best online multiplayer. I'm not sure. Anything other than Battlefield. Best independent game, Ori, definitely. Best ongoing game, Fortnite, yes, and the rest are all fun.
Okay. You want to try or no?
Yeah.
Don't care. All right, let's move on to the next one. I don't have a list. I don't care. So Sakurai says
best tactical game is that Command and Conquer.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we can't forget about that.
You saw EA was trying to damage control that shit today?
They tried so hard.
They were saying people don't know why they hate Command and King. They don't know what they want. They just want to hate on Command and Conquer.
Yeah, they're basically saying people make the mistake of saying they don't know that they know what they want, and we want to tell you that you don't know what you want. Essentially, is what they were saying. Like,
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Like, yeah, y'all need to really shut up. Like, just be quiet. Right now,
they dropped the ball at this game.
They need to just be quiet about everything for you. Like, let Activision be the bad guys for once. Damn it. But anyway.
They will not let anyone else be the bad guy.
They just will not let it. They just can't handle that. So Sakurai says he does think about working on other games besides Smash Brothers, but Nintendo is the boss. So let's see what he got to say.
Oh, it is what it is. He's not wrong.
That's true. So Smash Brothers creator Masahiro Sakurai has revealed in a recent interview that he does occasionally think about working on games that aren't Super Smash Brothers related, but is ultimately down to Nintendo. And when they ask him to make a Super Smash Bros. Game, he's always makes that his top priority. So he says, of course, there's always that little voice inside of me that says I want to work on things that aren't Smash Bros. And I listen to it. But even so, it's apparent that my games have even a little bit of personality in them, and the player is able to appreciate that, and then I'm grateful. So still, it's Nintendo that decides whether a new Smash Bros. Game will be made or not. When I get that request, it's my job to make that my top priority without thinking too much about other things. As it stands, I have a ludicrous amount of directing to do. My work is incredibly intensive, and I don't think that that'll change anytime soon. At the very least, it isn't unreasonable to say that there won't be another Smash Bros. For a while after this one is finished. You say that
will be when the Switch 2 comes out.
Right, he says this every time. Like, when the next system comes, the upgrade Switch, like, we're gonna see another freaking Smash Bros. And
every console since the N64 has a Smash Brothers game.
Ruby, let him work on something.
Nah, let him keep making Smash.
He refuses to work on something else. I'm pretty sure he wants to. As soon as Nintendo knock on his door, Smash Brothers, he's out the door already. Like, you can't get this man to stop. So
yeah, he loves Smash. He must be so bored of making Smash Brothers at this point.
He has to be. Like, I'd be tired of it. I'd be like, look, no, you gotta pay before I make a Smash.
He's gotta be so sick of Smash Brothers.
Like, what they gonna do? Fire him because the Smash that somebody else makes ain't gonna be the best.
Right.
Anyway, but so Kimishima reveals that Nintendo plans to announce full Switch Autumn lineup at an appropriate time.
Oh, Kimishima, you old troll!
Oh, so, judging from the reactions from the Nintendo's presentation during E3 2018 last month, some people were concerned about the autumn lineup on the Nintendo Switch. However, from Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima, revealed during the general meeting of shareholders that the company plans to announce a few more titles for the autumn at a later date this year, or for autumn. You should mean. Here's what was said by Miss Probably. Kimishima says. So Kimishima-san was also asked about Nintendo's presentation at E3 and the fact that it caused a sharp decline in the stock value. He explained that the company is prepared to disclose more information to the customers at an appropriate timing, including products that will be launched during the year-end shopping battle. It's not yet time to announce the full lineup. E3 is not the time to announce a full lineup. E3 is not the time.
They have 4 shows.
Okay, I know, but still, E3. So that being said, he listed the games that will be released before the end of the fiscal year, mentioning that it's a powerful lineup. Nintendo aims to maintain and expand the momentum of the Switch towards the year-end shopping battle. This is a widely used definition in Japan for the shopping rush at the end of the year. He believes that more detailed information can be disclosed to the customers in the future. I gotta keep reminding myself that this is a Japanese company and they don't give two shits about Westerners at all. So, like, you have to understand that's also why they don't care about the Western, ups and downs. E3 doesn't mean shit to them. It's just, okay, show a couple people some shit and tell them to shut up. We got games coming. But for the most part, like, I don't mean that to be like about it, but it's just kind of how it is. Japanese, these Japanese companies don't really care about what Westerners want. They want to get their main target audience, which is the Japanese audience. And I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. I guess they don't take.
That's not entirely true. Sony doesn't take that approach.
Well, that's Sony.
They're Japanese.
They're not Japanese anymore. They're more than they've been in life. Like, come on, let's be honest. they're in Japan. They're a Japanese company, but they've adopted a lot of Western kind of whatevers. But anyway, I mean, it's cool. I get it. Okay, show us what you got then. I guess we'll have to wait and see again.
Like we all knew this was happening anyways after we saw that show. Like, there was a Smash Brothers show. We already knew they have games that they previously announced that they didn't show at the show. So like we are aware they have other games coming. They're just not giving.
Yeah, they're just not gonna be now. So we'll get more direct, obviously, and they're gonna throw them out there.
Like, I hope they have one other big title to announce. Like, because we know Yoshi was delayed. We know Fire Emblem was delayed. We know Metroid's not coming this year. Bayonetta's not coming this year. So like, hopefully something comes out.
We'll see. What's your take on it? Yeah. She over here like, I don't give a damn. Just she's just like, whatever. Just show me the games, damn it.
Show the stuff. Like,
stop being so secretive all the time.
Yeah, like, just show the things. Okay.
Yeah, there's really no reason to hide it like this.
Yeah, like, what the freak?
Like, and then you wonder why your stock went down because you're hiding shit.
Like, you're hiding.
Quit hiding shit.
That show was just mediocre because half the show was just Smash Brothers. Like, and the whole reason it was mediocre is because they held back.
Yeah, and shareholders were like, "That's it, nah."
Yeah, exactly.
Sell some of that stock. We don't
like to be fair, those shareholders should know better that Nintendo has other games on the horizon.
Well,
but
yeah, definitely. But they weren't feeling it this time.
It's still not a good look that 45-minute show and 25 minutes of it is for one game. Like, that's crazy.
Right. That's crazy as hell. Yeah. They did like a little spice reel or whatever of a whole bunch of games that they didn't even talk about, and then straight into Smash for like half an hour. It's like,
that's a little too much.
A little much, but
hey, I'm looking forward to see what else they got. But if it's just a bunch of fucking indie games and old ass ports, like, I'm not clapping for that.
I'm not.
That's what I feel like it's gonna be too.
Definitely, that's what it's gonna be. It's a bunch of. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a bunch of indie games that have been out for a year and some old ass ports of third-party games. Like, it is what it is. Like, this year and last year, they're playing catch up. It's gonna take a while before they get more day-and-date games.
No, they need to hurry up because, like, last time we talked about how Reggie Fils-Aimé was talking about games are gonna be more on time.
Yeah, like
that's assuming we believed them.
Like, once that happens, that's a little more exciting. But when you're getting games that are like a year old and then they come to the Switch, it's like, am I really excited?
It's like, do I really care?
Do I really care? Not really.
Not really.
It's good that it's there, but it's like, it's not like exciting.
Right. So anyway, so voting results from Nintendo 78th Annual General Meeting of Shareholders, and the results are in. Last week,
I forgot this guy looks like Toad.
Oh yeah. So last week's Nintendo 78th Annual General Meeting of Shareholders was held in Japan. It featured a very brief presentation, a Q&A session, and votes. And it was here where new president Shintaro Furukawa was sworn in as Nintendo's new president, taking over from Tatsumi Kimishima. Below are the full voting results of the votes. So Shigeru Miyamoto, he ended up getting a 97.37% at some point. Shinya Takahashi, he has a 97.28%. Shintaro Furukawa actually has 96.51%. I know, right? Ko Shioda has a 97.28%.
What are these percentages for?
Just their approval rating, basically how their approval.
Their own approval within the company?
I guess within the company. I don't know.
Miyamoto's is way too high.
Yeah, I mean, but hey,
really
whatever.
It is, though.
It should be like 10%.
Stop it.
I said 60 something. You said 10%.
You said 10%.
Come on. The only thing he's done since Star Fox Zero was come out on Ubisoft's stage and handshake.
So they also have Tatsumi's approval rating. He had an 84% in his first year as president.
That's cool. That's really good.
That's cool. So
I think he deserves higher than that.
He should have gotten higher. He should have gotten Miyamoto.
He should be sitting out at 97 or 98.
Is Shibata the guy, the Europe president or the former Europe president?
Director, yeah.
I think so.
Shibata, he got 97-28.
Yeah, you know, Nintendo Europe, they just got a new president.
What happened to him? Where'd he go?
Shibata, I think Shibata went to the Japanese office.
Oh,
so
okay.
Now they have a new Nintendo Europe president.
I wish they would replace our Nintendo of America president.
Oh my god. I mean, come on now. Please.
They should have gave us the European guy, then we could have got some special editions that aren't terrible.
Right?
Reggie.
Moving on. Pokemon president on the Let's Go Games 2019 entry, Pokeball Plus, Pokemon Go, and more. What the hell? So I guess this is a topic. In a recent issue of the Japanese magazine published a pretty lengthy interview with Pokemon president. What is that? Tsunekazu Ishihara. Ishihara had plenty to say about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, as well as the 2019 entry, the Pokeball Plus, Pokemon Go, and more. So I'm not gonna read every last.
Holy, there's so many.
Yeah, there's so many. I'm gonna read this first one, and then there's like a few at the bottom that I wanted to just kind of gloss over, and I guess people can read this later. So expanding, this is Mitsu asking questions and him and Ishihara answering. Expanding the Pokemon games to the Nintendo Switch has a big impact, but how do you feel about the current state of the Nintendo Switch platform itself? Ishihara has this to say. I don't know if this has the ability to persuade the people who said a year ago that the Nintendo Switch wouldn't sell, but up until that point, a machine that integrated both handheld functionality and console was unheard of. So to be honest, it was hard to know how it would sell. I didn't see it selling. However, the overwhelming fun of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild made it popular. I think that had a big impact. So he obviously didn't think it was gonna sell. He was one of those. I don't think it was gonna sell. That's pretty funny. But
that's
you see,
so weird for somebody who worked with the company. You don't think their product would sell?
I know,
Especially
right?
The fact that it was a portable, like how could you?
Yeah, like how can you work with Nintendo and not think a portable device from Nintendo would sell? That's wild.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to keep making games for 3DS. He's like, no, I don't want to stop.
No, I don't want to stop first.
Make
So,
make us
money.
Don't make us do HD assets. It takes longer. Fuck.
Okay, let me see. I'm trying to find that other question. The other question I saw. So, because it was kind of talking about Pokemon Go. Oh, I'm not about to read all this. I'm not about to read all this. So there's
kidnap this man or something?
Held him in a room. Answer these questions.
Answer these questions.
So I think it was this one. There has been a dramatic change in the Pokemon series, but is there an intent behind making challenging titles? Ishihara says, thanks to Pokemon Go, there is a new awareness of Pokemon from players who have never played those games before. All over the world, parents and grandparents are playing Pokemon Go with their children. Those people are still at the entry stages of Pokemon, and we'd like to take it up a notch. That being said, to suddenly go from Pokemon Go to the Pokemon series might be too big of a step for some people. I'm sort of repeating myself, but I'd like people to progress from Pokemon Go from Pokemon Go to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which has a similar playstyle before ultimately playing the main title that we are currently developing. That's our way of thinking, which I figured that's what they were doing. It made sense. We said this before.
Yeah.
So in case anybody didn't think, thought we were talking out of our asses, he even backs us up.
That was pretty damn obvious. That's what they were doing.
It's kind of obvious, yeah. It was pretty obvious. I just wanted to read that just to point it out. He's even
then he's
saying
trying to
that.
get the Pokemon Go people to
the Pokemon Go people to become traditional Pokemon fans.
Yeah, but he knew that there needed to be a gap.
Yeah, you can't go from Pokemon Go to a standard Pokemon.
To a standard Pokemon, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Hell, even I would. So there's a whole lot more stuff here, but I'm not about to read all that. I just wanted to point those 2 questions out. If you see a question that you want to talk about real quick, y'all, by all means. But they kidnapped this.
They definitely kidnapped this guy.
They kidnapped this dude.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. So I just wanted to point those 2 out. So he backs us up on what we said a couple of podcasts ago, that they're just, you're getting your mainland Pokemon, it's just they're trying to bring the Let's Go people over gradually. So Reggie reveals Metroid Prime 4 development is proceeding well.
Is it now?
Is it now? I'm just gonna read what he says straight to the quote. Last year was important to us to message the Metroid fan that there was a Metroid Prime experience in development, as we showed Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS. We didn't want the fan to say, "You just launched a new system. When are you going to bring me a Metroid on that platform?" We've been saying that. We said it was coming. We said it last year. We said it was coming. This year, with so many games launching effectively between now and the first half of the next year, we wanted to focus on those games. Rest assured, Metroid Prime 4 is still in development and proceeding well. And he also says some other stuff about the Nintendo Minis or whatever. So, look, we know that our fans love our legacy content. Being in this business 40 years, we know we will have a lot of content we can surprise our customers with. We're aware of it, and stay tuned. Right now, the focus is let's make sure that we give the consumer that wants NES Classic the chance to pick it up again. I believe we're also going to have a strong holiday with SNES Classic as well. I ain't seen neither one of them fuckers. You lying.
The NES ones are back in the stores now.
Oh, well, I've walked around to a lot of stores lately and I haven't seen them. They're gone. In my area, it's like a ghost town. You walk in, ain't shit there. Help. Reggie, send help.
Yeah.
But how you feeling about this Metroid business, Mia? You looking a little...
I just want them to show it as a concept or something. I think I'm just
You'll
so
get it next year.
I'm just really annoyed with Nintendo this year. Like I really am. Like
I can kind of see it.
I'm at like a Nintendo fan on hiatus this year. Like that's what I feel like.
Damn.
She said hiatus. I'm
happy. I got a super awesome Mario Tennis game. I'm excited.
Hashtag hiatus, guys.
I'm on hiatus until Fire Emblem, okay? That's how I feel.
Jeez.
Hashtag hiatus. Hashtag Nintendo hiatus.
I'm happy with what Nintendo's doing with the Switch. But as far as the kind of games that I like, because Nintendo has so many IPs, it's almost impossible to please everybody. Because, like, look at the millions of people screaming for freaking Animal Crossing right now. I don't care about Animal Crossing. A lot of people do. And I don't really care about Mario Tennis like that. Like, I like it, it's fun. But I'm not like one of those kind of people that's like, oh my god, like this is like one of my favorite Nintendo franchises ever. And I'm the same way with Smash Brothers. Like I like Smash. It's not one of my favorite things. Like my favorite things from Nintendo are coming like next year and beyond. So I mean, I'm glad to hear.
So the hype is kind of just not there.
Let me not be pessimistic because it sounds like I'm very pessimistic about this new Metroid. I'm excited and I'm anticipating more. What is annoying me right now is Reggie's.
It's kind of like blasé, kind of. It's kind of like he just kind of blasé.
Like people are waiting for his freaking game. Like shut up.
Well, to be fair, he was asked about it. What's he supposed to?
That's true.
It's not like he just came out of the blue and said, "Hey guys, Metroid Prime 4 is still on the way."
That's true. I think I'm just annoyed.
She's still on hiatus, you guys.
And I'm not one to defend this apple-faced goon, but like in this situation, what else is he supposed to say? Like obviously the game is on the way. Even if it isn't proceeding well, he's not going to say that regardless.
Exactly.
So like that's Reggie talk. It is what it is.
That's
but you'll see it eventually. Like they weren't going to show. they're not gonna show us a CGI trailer for this game. We're not gonna see it till this game.
Nintendo's not really big on CGI trailers.
Yeah, they don't really do CGI trailers.
Smash Brothers, they'll do CGI trailers. But Smash Brothers kind of speaks for itself in terms of like the gameplay.
Because
like,
everybody knows what to expect from the gameplay.
But like they don't like we didn't get a CGI trailer for Zelda. Like all the stuff they showed us leading up to Zelda Breath of the Wild was gameplay stuff you could actually do in the game. So like I get
That's usually how they do it.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like a concept is helpful still. Cause like
that's the same thing with Fire Emblem. They talked about it, and then it went dark for what, a year and a half.
True.
And then we saw gameplay.
That's true.
That's true.
Cause like you remember like when like it was like either 2014 or 2015, one of those years, I don't know. It might have been 2014 because that was when they had that hype E3 Direct, like in that hype year for Wii U that like never happened ever again. But I remember when freaking Aonuma snapped his fingers and you saw the freaking grass in The Legend of Zelda just like waving in the wind. Like that was a concept, but it was still something that was gonna be a possibility in the game. Like they don't do CGI like EA and stuff like that. But like something like that for Metroid, I feel like would be helpful so people know, okay, what direction are you going with this game?
Like even when we saw a concept art for Anthem, that wasn't exciting. That was
it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
I'd rather them show us stuff that's made that we can actually see.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't know, man. I like to know what direction you're heading with a particular game. Like for example, like when Bethesda showed Doom Eternal, like that wasn't gameplay, but it showed you the direction of where they were trying to go with the game. Like they want you to know that this is it's more hellish than it's ever been before, and it's gonna be gritty.
Hell
on
earth.
But it wasn't gameplay; it was a concept of where they're going, like the direction they're going with that game. I just wish Nintendo would do more stuff like that. But I mean, it's not a gripe. Like I don't hate them for it. But it's
a gripe. Let it go.
It's just like you're waiting and waiting with Nintendo.
I don't know. That's one of the things I like about them. They don't bullshit us with CGI and nonsense.
I do like that. I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't tripping. You know, it is what it is. This is what they do.
Yeah, like you said, Nia, you're in hiatus, and that's okay. You're allowed to be. You're in hiatus right now. You're just for the information to drop, and once it does, you're gonna be hype again.
The next one's about Reggie too. Goddamn.
Yes, it is, because Nintendo's still all in on Amiibo and more announcements to come. Future of the classics.
Two Reggies in a row. Ew.
2 Reggies in a row. I'm just gonna read what he's talking about this stuff because this was Game Informer has published his own interview with Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé at E3. The two sides chatted about Amiibo and future announcements and all that good stuff. So here's what happened on whether Nintendo is still all in on Amiibo. Reggie says, we continue to be all in. Amiibo within the toys to life category has always been different. It's been a message you can use. You can use your Amiibo across a range of different content experiences. When you do use it, keywords, it really does add some significant value. No, it doesn't. To be honest, it doesn't do anything. It's just a toy to me. It doesn't do anything. It's just a toy to me.
It adds some value.
not
significant value. It might be some value.
Nothing significant.
So essentially what I'm getting from this, they're still going to have Toys to Life. They're still going to have Amiibo.
That's cool. I like Amiibo.
I mean, obviously with the new Smash Brothers Ultimate, they're going to have a newer line.
They said they're gonna have one for all the new Smash characters.
The new Smash characters,
and they're gonna look good.
And the new models.
Yeah, they're gonna look great. Cause you remember when like they first brought out the Amiibo, the first
gen Amiibo.
Yeah, those were not that.
I got a lot of them. A lot of them look really terrible.
Yeah,
but they're getting so much better with their Amiibo.
I wonder if they're gonna re-release the entire Smash line.
I think they're probably gonna re-release a new one.
They might re-release it. If they do, I might get that Smash. Because I sold all my
Did y'all see the Inkling Amiibo? That joint looks so good.
Which one?
The new one, the new Inkling.
The new Inkling.
Oh, the new one. I haven't seen. No, I haven't seen the new one yet.
It looks good.
So I don't know. We'll see. So on whether I'm not gonna. Just gonna kind of breeze over everything. So on whether we can expect more announcements months ahead for 2018, or is what we saw at E3 the bulk of the lineup. So obviously we just talked about that there's not going to be the bulk of the lineup, but we're going to continue to make announcements. E3 is not the only opportunity that we use to break news. We break news in Nintendo Directs when we want. Historically, we've been broken news at San Diego Comic-Con. Okay, some other fluff that they're talking about. Basically, it's coming. More shit to come.
Yeah.
On whether Nintendo gathers around to watch Nintendo Directs.
Stuff out.
That's some, yeah. I don't care about them watching their own Directs. On whether Nintendo has seen people buying 1 or 2 Switches. Apparently, people do. And on the future of classic brands. So,
I got 2.
We already talked about the classic brand in the last one. Basically, those are coming. We're just, gotta wait and see. So mostly this is just recaps of stuff we already know. So Amiibos are coming. The classic editions are coming. Yay.
That's a good question. Oh,
what?
It's renamed.
What's the good question?
Somebody.
Oh no! It just got renamed to Team Red thing because I saw that earlier today.
What you talking about?
The questions section of our Discord has been renamed Team Red as questions or something. I don't know. So
Team Red podcast
it's
questions.
Yeah, there you go.
I changed it. I forgot.
Yeah, he didn't tell us, so we had to find out our own way. But it's easy, simple. Just go in there and ask your questions.
It's pretty clear.
Pretty straightforward. So, why are we talking about Sony? I don't know, but let's see. Sony on first-party output. We're never going to be like Nintendo. That's why we're talking about Sony. We want to make our platform available to all our third parties. So, Sony is never going to be like Nintendo. Different. Sony Sean Layden recently took part in an interview with VentureBeat. There, Layton talked about a variety of topics. Obviously, if we're writing an article, I don't care about all that. So they asked the question, does Sony have the right number of first-party developers and studios for the console war? And this is what they have to say. So for worldwide studios now, our output, the number of we have, I think it's about the right size for what we need to do. We're never going to be like Nintendo, holding the lion's share of the Nintendo platform game business, because that's not the way we work. We want to make the PlayStation platform available to all of our third parties. I think we build success for PlayStation by getting as many people inside the tent as possible that aren't necessarily controlled by worldwide studios. So I don't know why they brought up Nintendo in that sense, but what are your thoughts?
They're fighting back after that whole crossplay thing with Microsoft.
Oh, is that so? I don't know.
I'm gonna just put this picture up on my screen real quick. They don't want to be like Nintendo. Let's beg to differ. Smash Brothers, PlayStation All Stars, Nintendo Switch. Then Sony makes a patent to copy it. They got the N64 controller with the analog stick. All of a sudden, the DualShock 4 gets analog. The DualShock gets analog stick. Nintendogs, they make a pets game. The SNES has shoulder buttons and a D-pad. And what does PlayStation do? Copies. And then Nintendo Wii with the Wiimote. What does PlayStation do? They make a dildo. So they've been copying them for 20 years.
But they don't want to be like Nintendo.
They don't want to be like Nintendo.
It's so fun. It's so funny because it's like I have actually an objective opinion, but let me be a fangirl real quick. Okay, Sony has wanted to be Nintendo since Nintendo backed out of that deal back in the 90s. Like, they really were like, oh, since we can't be Nintendo, we'll beat Nintendo. And fortunately for Sony, it actually worked out for them. They're a market leader now. They're basically what Nintendo was back in the Super Nintendo days. So, I mean, hey, you know, it worked out for them.
They did something right.
Yeah, it worked out for them. But let's be clear, they've always wanted to be Nintendo. And now they are. They're the Nintendo of now. So, but let me be objective and put my inner fangirl back in my pocket.
Fangirl moment over.
So let's be objective for a minute. I actually don't think he was trying to be malicious in this interview.
Not me either.
Because when, like he said, what does it say? For worldwide studios, our road to success is not necessarily measured by how many studios or how many people I have. It's about creating significant, impactful. I'm sorry, that's not the part that I wanted. You said one part, I can't remember exactly what you said, but I'm gonna try to paraphrase. He said something along the lines of he wanted to get more people in the net, and he doesn't want the people who come over to the Sony platform to be only doing so because of whatever their studios can provide. He said something along the lines of that. I probably messed up.
I think we build success. Wait, hold on. I think it's about the right size for what we want to do. It's the whole thing there that he says that he wants to build everybody in.
We're never going to be like Nintendo, holding the lion's share of the Nintendo platform. Blah blah blah. We want to make we want to make the PlayStation platform available for all of our third-party partners. I think we build success for PlayStation by getting as many people inside the tent as possible that aren't necessarily controlled by worldwide studios. So I don't think he was being malicious when he said that.
Yeah.
I think actually what he was trying to say is that he doesn't want the PlayStation brand to be like Nintendo, where, and I was talking to Alex about this on Twitter earlier today, how I was saying that Nintendo third party does not drive the narrative of Nintendo's consoles. Like, when you're talking about a Nintendo console, it could have no third-party support, but as long as it has Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, nobody cares. The narrative and the draw of a Nintendo's platform is always their own games. And unfortunately for Nintendo, it's also their Achilles heel, because whenever you're getting users just from your own experiences, there's still a large contingency of people out there who might not be interested in those particular experiences. Whereas with Sony, who they do have good first party games, don't get me wrong, but the main draw of Sony, and it always has been since the Nintendo 64, when developers didn't want to develop for those very expensive cartridges, has always been third party. There's more third-party studios than there are exclusive studios on Sony, Microsoft, and the Xbox's side.
Yeah.
So with more third parties in the industry, they run the industry. Third party is the industry. So when you have like all of the third-party games on your system, you're gonna have a bigger, you're gonna be able to catch more butterflies in a bigger net, because you have more variety coming to your platform. And I think that's what Sean Layden was trying to say. I don't think he was trying to throw a jab at Nintendo. He was just kind of making a comparison by how, even though Sony does have great first-party games, the driving force behind their platform is actually the third-party games, and that actually catches a wider user base because of the different variety that these third parties bring to the table. So I know a lot of people have been making fun of it and sharing memes on the internet, but I actually don't think it's funny. Of course, you know, the fangirl in me thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious,
objectively speaking, he's not trying to be malicious. He's just making the point that the third party is what drives their platform.
Right, and it makes sense. It does.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he was taking shots because of that whole Nintendo and Microsoft crossplay thing. I'm just speaking truth here. They got caught off guard by Nintendo and Microsoft. They made them look bad. So what does Sony have to do? They have to save face. So Sony says, we don't want to be like Nintendo. We're better than Nintendo. We have first parties, but we still allow third parties to flourish. We cast a wider net than Nintendo, and obviously a wider net than Microsoft could ever cast. So it is what it is. They're playing to their strengths.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so our final topic of also some Sony business, but PlayStation 4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch crossplay. Big news for Fortnite fans as Sony softens stance. Yeah, right. But anyway, so I know, right? PlayStation boss. It really is. PlayStation bosses are finally considering console crossplay on hit shooter game Fortnite. The game firm has been resolute stance. It will not allow its players to mix online with rival gamers on Xbox and Nintendo consoles. While it has while in the past it has claimed this was a way of protecting PlayStation gamers from online influences out of its control, many have concluded its decision, as Sony is the console market leader, allowing PlayStation gamers to freely play titles online against friends on Xbox or even PC would some at the firm believe hinder its ability to maintain a dominance in the gaming market. But that might just be about to change. In a hint of movement, PlayStation chief, Sean Layden, this week gave the first hint that the company might be softening its line on crossplay. Speaking at Game Lab conference in Barcelona, the Sony executive was asked with the situation with crossplay and Fortnite specifically was amid growing clamor for it to happen. And basically this is what he had to say. You can imagine, he says, we're hearing it. We're looking at a lot of possibilities. You can imagine that the circumstances around that affect a lot more than just one game. I'm confident we'll get to a solution which will be understood and accepted by our gaming community while at the same time supporting our business. So basically, you're going to accept what they have to offer and it's going to be good for our business. No, I'm just kidding. But what do y'all think? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Does it sound sincere? No? Maybe.
They're gonna do it eventually. They have to.
I mean, generally speaking, when like companies always say we're looking into it, that stuff to me, for me, just sounds like they're like not really listening or anything. They just want you to think they are. They care less. But I could be wrong in this situation. But most of the time when they say we're listening, we're hearing you, we're looking into it, they're not doing a damn thing. They don't care. They just want to placate you. They want you to, kind of stop thinking about the situation, maybe stop talking about it, and then eventually people will forget. And you know how gamers are. We tend to just go from one topic to the next topic. But this is a pretty big topic. It's a cross-play, cross-progression type of thing. I want cross-progression. Crossplay is whatever, but if I can take all of my saved information stuff from a third-party platform to the next on any console or any platform, I will be happy. I mean, crossplay is whatever for me, but I want cross-progression. But what are your guys' thoughts on the whole? Do you think Sony's going to eventually relent? I mean, with the way it is looking, they might.
I think Sony's gonna. I think they're going to get into it eventually. I don't think it's gonna be this generation.
That's my thought on it. I think they're waiting until next gen.
I think they're waiting until next gen too. But in regards to this particular interview, I feel like this is damage control.
Question mark?
Like, I think that what's happening here is they see that people are discontent. And believe it or not, people are actually discontent. This is not fake rage. People are legitimately upset about this because they want to play with their friends. Okay. Sony sees this, and I think this is just their way of saying, okay, now shut up. You know what I mean? It's like a nice way of saying, shut up.
Like, we hear you, we get it. Next, think about crossplay, but right now we're not doing it because we're ahead of the crowd and there's no reason for us to really open up our doors. That's kind of how I see it. I just kind of see it as like, yeah, they'll probably jump more next gen, but they could get ahead of this gen by doing it now, ensuring that they keep their good favor intact and pushing it forward for next gen, because next gen is like 2 or 3 years down the road. We're not that far away, and if they're gonna start kicking people in the butt and just kind of be like, fuck you, F this, we don't care about that, like, it's just it's not a good look. And like,
I know, you know what I could actually see them doing though? I could actually see them just not doing it this gen and then coming out with the PS5 and then announcing crossplay, like, it's like it's a big
deal. If like it's a big deal. I can see, that's what I've been looking at.
Everybody be like, oh my god, Sony,
oh my god, Sony's so great. Y'all just forgot that they didn't they're not doing it on the current platform, like. And basically, I think like what you said, like they'll do it for the next gen and then kind of leave everybody on this generation high and dry and kind of force them to move to the PlayStation 5 for that open crossplay experience.
Yeah, they're gonna find a way to spin it to make it look like they're the good guy.
They'll figure it out. And yeah, I know they're trying to point them as the bad guy, but they don't look good right now. Like, we didn't do it. They don't look good right now. You're locking. My thing is, just give me my progression. You can keep the crossplay. I don't need to play with you funky. Yeah. Like, I don't need to play with your funky asses. That's the case. But don't be locking, people's purchases and time behind your your freaking crap because you want them to stay on your platform. Most people I know I've been talking to, they're like, nah, I canceled that shit. I canceled everything on there, and I went and opened one for PC, Xbox, and Switch, and that's who they have it connected to now. Like, they don't even play PlayStation. Some people don't, but like, there's more people that's loyal to Sony, and that's just the way it's going to be. So I don't think they're going to budge, because I think there's just far too many people who are far too loyal to Sony to care, and they don't see the bigger picture that in the future we're going toward crossplay. Like, crossplay is going to be the future for multiplayer going forward. So
I feel like Sony, like a lot of Sony players are so like indoctrinated into that ecosystem that they don't really care one way or the other. They're gonna stay there. If that's where they want to play, that's where they're gonna play.
And that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But like,
that. Obviously, there's
my only thing about that is like how you people being allowed to play with other people on other platforms. Like, if that's your ecosystem, that's where you play, that's where you prefer to play, and you don't want to play with other people, you don't have to. You don't have to open yourself up to other people. But like, you're gonna, because you don't want it, other people can't have it. That's selfish as hell, man.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
That's selfish.
Like I don't care about crossplay. Like, it's fun, it's good. Cause like the other day, me and Alex, we were playing crossplay. He was on the PC, I was on the Switch, and we were playing with one of Alex's subscribers who was on the Xbox. That was like so cool that we were all on different platforms, but we were still able to share that experience together.
Right.
Crossplay, it benefits gamers, whether you care or you're indifferent or not. It benefits us as gamers, it benefits us as consumers, and even if you don't care, there's no reason to be against it. You know, like, I just don't see how so many people are just so against it.
And it's really good for people who just can't afford to be buying all these different platforms for one or two different types of games or whatever. Like, if they have their preferred platform, they don't have money to buy those other games, play that game on that platform, they can just stay on their, you know, in their ecosystem, hook up with you on yours, and everybody have a great day. And if you hate Xbox and you're a Sony dude or a Nintendo person who hates the Xbox guys, it's whatever. And you will never know if you're playing with them or not. And even if you are, you stay silent in your headphones or whatever. It's whatever. It's not really hurting anybody.
I'll go a step further.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I'll go a step further. It not only benefits gamers, because gamers will be able to play it benefits the companies, because look at all of these games whose player bases decrease because nobody's playing that game. Like, there's I'll put it like this. There's a lot of games that I play on the PC that have a smaller player base and maybe the developers would like. But let's say that game on the PC could play crossplay with the PlayStation, it could play crossplay with the Xbox, it could play crossplay with Nintendo. That's like, you're expanding the possibilities of where that game could go. You're expanding the life of that particular game. Like, it benefits everybody in the long run, I feel like. It's like, there's no reason to be so anti-crossplay. Like, I'm indifferent. I don't hoop and holler about it. It's whatever. But like, there's no negative to allowing crossplay. Like, it benefits gamers. It benefits the lifespan of multiplayer games across platforms. I think it's I don't know.
All right, the females in gaming has spoken. We'll let the man talk.
Your hens done clucking?
The hens are done clucking.
The hens are done clucking. The rooster can speak?
Yes, God. Crow, you fucking rooster, crow.
Alright, so I'm going to drop some reality on the situation. Sony, unfortunately, doesn't need crossplay right now because they are market leader, 80 million strong. So they have a wide enough install base within their own community that they don't have to worry about this. The only reason this is even a thing right now is because of the Switch. Like, this has been going on with PlayStation and Xbox for most of the generation, but nobody gave a shit because no one cares about Xbox. But now it's like the Nintendo Switch is here, and Nintendo Switch has Fortnite, and their accounts are getting locked, and Sony's to blame for this, obviously. That's why it's become such a big deal. Like, this blocking accounts thing has been going on with Fortnite on the Xbox already. Yeah. It's just nobody gave a shit because it's the Xbox. But like, this bad publicity for Sony doesn't affect them right now because they're so far ahead. But like going into next generation, which is probably 1 or 2 years out at this point, like they're gonna want to have it sorted out by then. I agree. They're probably gonna announce it with the PS5 as a feature of the PS5.
I think they're gonna do that too.
Because like at this point, if they say okay to crossplay right now, it's gonna be coming from a point of weakness. Like they got forced to do it. Sony's a Japanese company. They're a proud company. They're not gonna cave.
They're not gonna cave. Yeah.
Crossplay's really cool. I like it. Like Mia was saying, me and her were playing. I was on the PC. She was playing on the Switch, and one of my subs, Lioness or something like that.
Shout out to Lionel.
Lionel. He was playing on the Xbox. That was a lot of fun. That was really cool. I would have invited Chris, but he's on PlayStation, so we can't do that.
Oh well.
But and, like it is what it is. Like Sony should have done this right when it was getting hot. Like right at the beginning, they should have been like, okay, let's do it. This sounds like good because they're supposed to be for the players. Their whole reason they're even won this generation is because of their stance of for the players.
Exactly.
And pointing out all the anti-consumer things Xbox was doing at the beginning of the generation. That's the only reason Sony's even in the position they're in right now.
They're even using that same that they did.
Yeah,
that was a big draw for the PlayStation in the beginning of the gen, was that they were the pro-consumer one.
They were the pro-consumer console, and like now Nintendo and Microsoft are pulling that trick on them. And like it's gonna benefit Microsoft and Sony in the future because we already know going in
they're gonna have
Switch
that.
and Xbox too. We already know going forward that they're gonna be doing crossplay. Hell, they're releasing a Minecraft edition 2DS, like a special edition one.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
The Minecraft.
Oh, wow.
So like their partnership is going pretty deep now. That was just announced today.
Oh wow.
So like PlayStation is trying to be the odd man out. Like they can get away with it now because they're 80 million strong, but that stuff isn't gonna fly next generation.
Yeah,
like,
I think next gen they're really gonna have to.
Definitely, because like, if you imagine next generation, PS5 is the only one that doesn't allow crossplay, and we're all at 0 console. The Switch will be ahead because it's already out, but like that, they won't be able to do that again. Like, and the Sony fans that are out there saying we don't want crossplay, you're liars. You're simply liars.
They're just lying about it.
Like you just want to do what Sony says for whatever reason because you're mentally retarded people. But like,
people don't want. Here's the thing that I've noticed.
It doesn't affect them even if we.
It doesn't affect them anyways. Like crossplay, all it does is benefit us because we have more people to play with. It keeps the longevity of games going. Because on PC, even though PC is the best, the problem with PC is a lot of these online-only games, they drop their install base immediately.
Very fast.
Exactly, because there's
PC
so many
gamers switch their games. Exactly, they switch their games
Yeah.
constantly. So having a larger install base, like between all the devices, that only benefits the game and allows you to play with more people.
Right.
Yeah.
So like right now, Nintendo and Xbox have to team up just to kind of match Sony, but like next generation, that's not gonna fly with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like just talking about like the perception of crossplay right now, people don't want things until they get it.
Yeah,
like,
Nintendo fans are like that.
Exactly, Nintendo fans are like the biggest. Like, remember how like when the PlayStation PlayStation 4, when they announced the PlayStation 4, they announced, okay, well, we're gonna have an online subscription service because it's gonna come with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And Nintendo guys are like, oh, well, now we're the only ones with free online. What happens when the Switch comes around? Oh, you have to pay a subscription to play online. Yay! Free online, paid online. It's like people don't want things until their company is doing it. People don't care about things unless their company's doing it. Because I guarantee you, when the PlayStation 5 has crossplay, then PlayStation
all those
like,
fanboys,
oh my god, yay!
They're
crossplay!
All those fanboys are gonna...
Nobody
wants right now,
their preference.
Just so you know, right now I'm making timestamps on everybody who's been screeching about we don't need crossplay because blah blah blah. Because when they do get it for next gen, I'm gonna be posting that on my freaking timeline on Twitter. Be like, so about that crossplay you did not want. What happened?
Okay.
What happened?
What happened was, but it's neither here or there. But it's essentially that's essentially what's going to happen. They're gonna bring it next year, make it as a feature that pretend like it's something new, and everybody else and they're gonna jump on it, and it is what it is. So we have to wait until next gen to get crossplay from PlayStation. But for the most part, don't make anything on PlayStation crossplay because they're gonna lock your shit.
They're gonna lock it.
I want to add another point to what Alex mentioned earlier about how nobody cared about the crossplay thing until Nintendo came to the party because nobody cares about Xbox.
Right.
That's a very hilarious statement. Send all of your hate mail to Alex Prime, BT Dubs. But a lot of what people forget too is that there's way more. A lot of people don't like to believe this because a lot of people like to believe that Nintendo is just like this weird kid in the corner, and sometimes they are. But there's a lot more crossover between PlayStation guys and Nintendo guys that people like.
Yeah.
Like I made this comment in Team Red the other day. Like Alex posted something about Nintendo and Sony or something like that, and I made the point of ever since Nintendo and Sony made that deal that didn't work out, PlayStation had become basically, you know, like how Link has Dark Link and Ocarina of Time?
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
Nintendo is Link, Sony is Dark Link, and as a result, they've always been parallels of one another.
And Xbox is Tingle.
and because of this, PlayStation guys and Nintendo guys, we like the same stuff. The only
whether you believe it or not,
whether you believe it or not, we like the same stuff. Nintendo guys, PlayStation guys, we like color, we like anime stuff, we like single player games. We like the same stuff. Only difference is the platform that you like to cheerlead for. That's literally the difference. So when people were trying to get on Fortnite, who had previously been playing Fortnite on the PlayStation and Nintendo Switch, they were upset because these are the same people that also play on PlayStation. Nobody cared about Fortnite on Xbox because here's the thing, people
because most of the PlayStation guys had a Switch. And they didn't
a lot of
and they prefer to play it on the PlayStation.
A lot of PlayStation guys have a Switch. Xbox dudes don't care about Fortnite because of the aesthetics. They have PUBG.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're talking about PlayStation and Nintendo guys, we like stuff that look like Fortnite. So there's more bleed over, and people who play on PlayStation and people who play on Nintendo want to play together because whether we want to accept it or not, PlayStation guys and Nintendo guys, we're siblings.
Two sides of one coin.
We're siblings.
Two sides of one coin.
I'm just the redheaded stepchild, but we still siblings. We still love each other. We have like a love-hate thing because we cross over. We always have crossed over.
The redheaded stepchild.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like we essentially come from the same. We essentially come from the same house.
Put it like this: the easiest way to do it is grew up on Nintendo, migrated to PlayStation. They still have some kind of love for Nintendo at some point, whether they'll admit to it or not. But they're always looking at Nintendo for something that brings them back. And if it's the Switch, they're back on it. And most of them probably went back for Fortnite, and they were like, "Whoa, what just happened? I can't play with my account on Fortnite. This is BS." So it's whatever. But I mean, we should get to questions.
So that's the reason why a lot of these guys are upset, because a lot of PlayStation guys are Nintendo fans, and a lot of Nintendo fans like PlayStation. Nobody like. If you are a hardcore Nintendo person, you probably don't really care that much about Xbox. If you're a hardcore PlayStation guy, you probably really don't care that much about Xbox. You probably like it for Halo and stuff like that. But PlayStation and Nintendo dudes, they cross over so often. We like a lot of the same stuff. We want to rock together. So that's what it is too.
Behind the scenes, but we doing it. A lot of y'all try to sneak behind the curtains. Ain't nothing going on over here. I'm PlayStation fan trying to play on the Nintendo Switch. Leave me alone.
I don't even think it's like that though. I think that the people who are not like the PlayStation,
like the non-fanboy types,
they like Nintendo.
They like Nintendo, but the fanboys, they're gonna sit up there and scream the loudest that they don't care, but they still do like Nintendo. It's just, they like Nintendo. They have to put up a front too. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens, but I think it's gonna be a next gen thing.
Exactly. The Glory Cross. I'll say this and I'll let you get to questions. I'm sorry, I don't.
Go ahead.
I know you're trying to moderate. This is the perfect analogy. The Glory Cross says Sony is Scar, Nintendo's Mufasa. They're brothers. They come from the same house. The crossover is there.
They almost had like a connection.
Exactly.
But, Nintendo decided I'm not on. trip. I'm not on that
Nintendo's
level.
like, nah, you not owning our stuff. Let's bounce. Let's
I'm still
this
curious.
contract.
Even to this day, I'm still curious to see what would have happened had they linked up. But we'll never know.
Nintendo wouldn't own their own characters for one.
That's for one.
Nintendo would not be the owner of those characters.
Sony would have backed that.
That's why it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Questions.
Let's see what we got here. So from Yesik, which July game is your most anticipated Switch game? What are some games coming out this July?
Yeah,
Captain Toad. Captain Toad.
Oh yeah, Captain Toad is coming out in a couple of weeks.
That's gonna come out on the 13th, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I have to get that. I need to get that. It's
Toad.
July 16th, everyone. If you're interested. 16th of this month.
Toad is so good.
You can throw shit my way. But I need to get Captain Toad. Let's see.
Captain Toad.
All right, if you see 13th. If you see a question, you can read it because I don't want to answer like questions that are silly.
I got one here. If you can't decide between two girls and they both fine, do you go for the
is that Chris?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I saw that earlier.
Because he's a thotty. Of course he's gonna ask that question.
That had only to be Chris.
Chris is a thought, so he asked.
The answer is yes. Do you think Nintendo and Microsoft do another Better Together trailer for Fortnite and Paladins to piss off the Sony fan base?
Well, I don't think they did it for Paladins. No,
they'll probably do it for Fortnite because it's such a huge game.
Yeah.
But they would have to get Epic on board for that, I would assume.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Epic would want to.
Yeah. The reason
I don't know if Epic would want to piss off PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying. True. Like the only reason why Xbox and Nintendo could do what they did with Minecraft is because Minecraft is actually
Microsoft.
Yeah, they own it, so it doesn't matter.
They own it, so it
a third party is not gonna.
I don't think Epic would jump on. I don't think they would do that because they don't want to piss off Sony at this point, considering. But we'll see. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Nintendo's new games as service model of releasing games bare bones at launch and slowly doing out new content over time?
I do not like it.
Wait, what?
I do not like it.
Oh, I didn't hear the question.
Like
it says, what are your thoughts on Nintendo's new games as service model of releasing games bare bones at launch and then slowly pushing them out?
I don't like it.
It's obviously successful. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep doing it. People like it. Like I get why they're doing it for something like Mario Tennis because like we know there's 4 more characters on the way, and I feel like there's enough characters right now so that they can space it out. So I don't mind it too much. With Splatoon, I didn't like it because it was so big.
It was so very big.
Splatoon 2 did much better than the first.
Yeah,
they did a
Splatoon
2 did.
Splatoon 2 did a way better job at it. I think Kirby did a decent job too because they added a few characters later on. Same with Mario Tennis. Arms, I didn't really play Arms that much. So I don't
Arms
really
did it very poorly. Arms did it.
They kind of did what Splatoon did.
The first.
Yeah, they were very slow.
Very.
But like it's a smart way to keep people playing your game as opposed to making loot boxes and nonsense.
Yeah.
So,
I do like the alternative. I like the alternative. I would just say this: they do need to work on bringing out the content. Yeah, they need to make sure the base content is worth the purchase.
Yeah,
first of all,
exactly.
And then they need to make sure. And then they need to make sure that the content they bring out is on a regular. Is not so spaced out that people are already moved on to another game.
Exactly. Like
it just depends how they do it. Like Mario Tennis, I think they're doing it pretty good so far.
Yeah, Mario Tennis is a good one.
I think Mario Odyssey did a great job with that one too.
Oh yeah, the costumes and stuff. Yeah. All they need is to bring over more kingdoms. Like that's what they need.
Yeah, they need more kingdoms, like a proper DLC for that. Not Balloon Boy.
Seriously.
The balloon shit. Like
that balloon thing was
Luigi.
Some nonsense.
I personally don't. I'll say it like this: I don't like how they did it with Arms. I do not like what they did with Splatoon 1, but I'm cool with Splatoon 2 because Splatoon 2 had all of the stuff that was in Splatoon 1, and they're just adding stuff on top.
It depends on the base game.
Modes. Yeah, like it came with the modes. It came with what's that? The co-op? I forgot what it's called. Freaking Horde mode. It came with that, so that was cool. Splatoon 2 was great. I don't know if I care about what they're doing with Kirby, to be honest. I feel like that could have been there from jump. Like, it just wasn't compelling for me. Mario Tennis, the verdict is still out on that. I feel like the way Mario Tennis should do it is the same way that Splatoon 2 did it, was where it should have had like enough content there at first, and then they start doling stuff out. And I also think Mario Tennis needs to be adding some more like
they need to add some more modes. Yeah.
Like courts and modes, like, and there needs to be like frequent updates, not like how Splatoon 1 did it, like where it was like, okay, you gotta wait 3 months and then you'll get this, and this. Like, don't do that. But
alright, I'm looking at most of these questions. Some of them are kind of janky. Alright, I'm not gonna answer that jalapeno. Well, I guess it's like console war crap. I don't deal with that right now. So, who is your least favorite Nintendo character and why?
My least favorite Nintendo character and why?
My least favorite Nintendo character? Mario.
I think I would say my least favorite Nintendo character, and it's something so stupid, but I've said this on Team Red before. My least favorite Nintendo character is Peach because she cheats in Mario Kart 64. I've hated her since I was a little girl. Like when I was playing the computer character, she was always like effing me up. You know what I'm saying? And like just cheating.
Like that latency effing me up. I know you out there, latency.
Peach is a cheater in Mario.
Yeah, Mario. I don't like Mario. He's just everywhere, and I'm tired of looking at him. That's all. Nothing specific. I'm just tired. Tired of looking at him.
In recent time, I've started to like Mario again because I was there too.
Like, I don't mind his games and stuff. I'm just tired of looking at him. Like, can Luigi get some space? Can we get some Waluigi in some space? Some freaking Wario, anybody in his space? Like, can you just?
They're not gonna move Mario out of the way.
I don't expect them to get. I don't expect them to remove him. They gave Luigi a year. Like, you can't give him another one. every other year.
You are aware that the year of Luigi was the least profitable year of Nintendo in the last 10 years.
It's unfortunate. They probably should have did Waluigi.
So Luigi had his chance and he blew it, as he always does.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo didn't do anything.
That's why when he shows up to the party, he brings 3 balloons.
And I'm pretty sure Nintendo did absolutely jack shit to help Luigi in his year. They probably didn't bring out any decent games. Nothing.
They really didn't. All they did was bring out the Mario 3D World DLC, and
they just probably announced Year of Luigi, and then that was it, done data, and they expected Luigi to sell some stuff. Y'all playing me.
Speaking of, I wish they would do more year of things. I know one year was the
yeah, it'd be nice if they do that. I do like that concept.
I think another year was like the year of like Peach or something like that, or year.
Forget her. I don't want a year. Don't do no year of Peach. Don't do no year of. Do a year of.
They do a year of Daisy. I'm not touching my Switch that whole year.
Oh god.
We can do it. We can do a year of Rosalina.
But if they did do like the year of stuff, I want it to be special. Like bring like some DLC about that character for a particular game.
To the games,
or like add some costumes in a game for that character or something like that. Like they gotta do something. Like
they gotta actually spice that up. Oh my god, Chris, do not type nothing. I know you are. He typing something. Okay, I'm not gonna answer that. Is Alex a Nintendo fan? I guess.
Oh, dumb question.
I assume he is. He's in a Nintendo podcast.
Fun Gaming. Isn't that like the troll guy? Like the dude he be trolling all the time?
Yeah. If she only like Xbox, do you still want the Xbox? I mean, you can't trust it, right? G-Rock stupid. That's G-Rock's question.
She only like Xbox. Do you still want the box? I mean, you can't trust her. That box is dirty, man. Don't touch it.
All right, well, we're done with questions because I'm seeing some dumbness in here. And we getting up there.
Do grown men wear Pikachu outfits?
Oh no, stop! That's
Nintendo men wear Pikachu outfits when they play Fortnite. I am gonna put that as a maybe.
There's a high possibility.
There's a high chance. There was a high chance.
Pikachu outfits while playing. Pikachu pajamas, maybe.
Those Pikachu onesies look comfortable though.
The onesies, they probably won't wear the onesies, and then they scream "Pika Pika" all day, be like "Pika." All right, well, I guess we're done here. So.
There's a question from a new person.
Where at? Did I miss
Glory
it?
Zeros?
The Glory Cross.
Oh, is that what it is? Glory Cross?
Can you read it for me?
If they were to make a new Luigi's Mansion for Switch, would you want the same style as Mario Odyssey or in a different format to stand out?
That's a great question.
That is a great question. I would want them to do something different for him, but like
same style as in the way Mario moves, or how the world is laid out,
or is it like an open world?
Because the mansion, you would be inside the home the whole time. That
you would just
But here's the thing with Luigi's Mansion though. If you're talking about like an open world sandbox, it wouldn't work for that game because that game is supposed to be spooky.
Yeah, it's supposed to be close quarters.
Yeah,
and it's
so
a close quarter.
Closed in. Yeah, he said in terms of the world. Yeah, I don't think that would work for Luigi's Mansion because it needs to be.
Here's how I see it. Like, unless
it wouldn't be Luigi's Mansion, it'd be like Luigi's Scary World.
Like I would imagine if they're going something fairly open worldish, not what they would do is they would be in the forest, in the mansion, maybe going to another area of the forest next to another mansion, or maybe they're in a castle. Put it in a castle, there you go. It wouldn't be called Luigi's Mansion, obviously. But if you're gonna do something spooky, it would have to be in something bigger or more expansive. If you want it to be similar to have like a more open space, then maybe put it in some kind of castle or an actual mansion, not like that small kind of shit they got, like a true actual castle.
Yeah. It would have to be like a big, huge,
like a big old chateau or some kind of big. That'd be interesting.
I really do think they should bring Luigi's Mansion to the Switch though.
Well, they're bringing it to 3DS again.
I know, right? What the freak?
Okay, if you are playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with her, and her kid beats you, do you Falcon punch the kid? Yeah, obviously.
Chris, I'm gonna need just Jalapeno. No, I don't. I'm just calling him Jalapeno now. That's his name.
Jalapeno.
You don't get to be called Jaylene or Pipes. Jalapeno. I'm gonna see what he types real quick. I'm waiting for him to finish.
Pipes.
I'm gonna see if he types something.
He stopped.
He stopped typing. Okay, so you're not typing no more?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay, I guess we're done then. We're done. We're done here. You ain't got nothing. Jalapeno ain't got nothing to say.
Coupon has been ready to be done with questions since the first question.
Not really. I'm just trying to make sure. I just don't like asking stupid. I just don't like answering dumb questions. Like when people just ask random trollish questions. I'm just like, oh, I can't. Okay, they're typing. Havoc's typing. Hold on. I'm gonna let Havoc say what he got to say.
He's probably gonna say some dumb shit like Wolfenstein.
Isn't that aren't those the fun ones? You just said.
There's fun questions and there's dumb questions.
This is true. After Havoc types, that's it. Chris, stop typing.
Chris has the best questions.
No, he does not. They're retarded. I'm deleting his question. As soon as it pops up, I'm deleting it, Chris.
Oh, we missed one of his real questions. If Retro Studios goes down, who do you want to save them? Microsoft will probably buy them up.
No, stop, no.
They don't need any more studios that they got from Nintendo. No,
because they'll just give us another one. They'll give us.
If they get if Nintendo loses a studio, then Microsoft's gonna.
Then they're gonna start making Kinect games.
Yeah. Oh, it's better than canceling games.
Well, ain't nobody making Kinect games now. Ain't nobody got.
That's true.
So I don't know where those people are. Y'all taking too long. We done.
Yeah, we're done. I need to go.
So
y'all taking forever.
Y'all took too long. I was gonna answer the last question, but you took too long, Havoc. So anyway, we're gonna end it here. We'll go ahead and hand the floor to Nia. Go ahead and actually, no women in game. We're gonna give it to Alex. You go first. Say what you gotta say.
A man out front. This is how it's supposed to be. What's going on, everyone? Alex Tom here. And there's another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. Some interesting stuff going on in the world of Nintendo. Sony's acting wild, Microsoft's trying to be best friends, and Nintendo just gave us Mario Tennis Aces, so it's been a pretty good week. And Captain Toad is 2 weeks away, and that's exciting.
He says, please. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nia. Nah, you took too long, homie. You're done. Go ahead and do your outro.
Y'all are so
Nope.
funny. Alright, so it's your girl Nia the Video Gamer. Of course, if you would like to follow me on the Video Gamer on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube, as well as Facebook. So tonight was a good show, man. Thank you guys so much for coming to watch the show. For those of you guys who are watching this live, for those of you guys who are watching this archive, we appreciate you watching it when it was all said and done as well. You guys have a good night. If I look tired, it's because I am.
She is tired. And yeah, you can find me at Coupon Struggles now on YouTube, and Coupon on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as Twitch and Twitter. Everything's Coupon and Coupon Struggles. Soon everything is going to be Coupon Struggles, and just one of them will be Coupon, which will probably be, Twitter. So anyway, but yeah, I'll probably do streaming sometime later this week. Tomorrow I am not going to be anywhere on the, but like probably perusing, because you know tomorrow's 4th of July and I'm just spending with the fam. So
wait, there it is. I just gotta answer Chris's question real quick. So do you want a real chick like Zelda, or do you want a chick with a mouth like Kirby? That's a tough decision, because a mouth like Kirby can handle any situation. But a real chick like Zelda, I don't know, man. I think I have to go with Zelda, because Kirby seems like she might cheat on you more often.
But Kirby also could like literally suck the life out of you. Do you want that?
She can literally.
Do you want her
suck
to
the
suck
life
your
force
soul?
out of you? You'll be like a withered corpse after Kirby's done with you.
And this is what we deal with. This is what we deal with, y'all. Team Red. You know.
Hey, those are the real questions, all right?
These are real questions.
This is what
no
you guys
fanboys in
Team
here.
Red to hear.
We ain't got time to be fanboys here. We got the. Oh, by the way, Jalapeno, your band.
Oh, also, I changed my Twitter name, so follow it at AlexPrime_86. So follow me on Twitter. And join our Discord.
Join our Discord. We be talking
join the Discord.
Mad trash.
It is awesome. It is greatness. Oh my god, they're still talking about this goddamn pineapple pizza.
They still talk about pineapple pizza, by the way. We out of here.
Peace out.